Hey guys, so if you've come across this video, I'm sure that you guys have decided to go on a health and fitness journey and you're wondering like, how do I go ahead and go about a diet? How do I stick with it? Maybe you have been on your journey for a while, but maybe you've fallen off several times because you just can't seem to stick with the eating part, which is the hardest part, I think, for a majority of people who are on a health and fitness journey. So I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about that today, because I know that food is my biggest obstacle in my way, standing, it's a hurdle I have to get over every single day, just because, I find it difficult to stick with a diet as well. You guys, I've been there. I know what it's like to feel like a failure. I know what it's like to be defeated and you're just like, I'm too hungry. I can't do this. I can't handle this. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm just so tired of falling off. Like, how can I stick with this? So we're going to talk about that today, you guys. I'm going to give you my top tips on how to stick with a diet. How do we do this? My name is Amy Finton and I am a fat loss coach. I've actually lost over 100 pounds of fat naturally without dieting, and now I help moms do the exact same thing. And I'm going to tell you guys, if I can do it, you can do it, because there is no difference between you and me. We all face the same similar, I don't want to say the exact same things, but we all face similar struggles and similar obstacles and similar challenges. So if I can do this, you guys can absolutely do this. And first off, I just want to say that, this diet, I think that we live in a diet culture and a diet mindset nowadays. And there's just like so much out there. And I think that when we try to go ahead and do we try to do a diet, we're just like, well, this diet didn't work for me, so maybe I'm gonna go ahead and try to do this one. And like I said, there's just so much out there for us to follow. It's overwhelming. It can get confusing. It can be very just like, you're burnt out before you even start almost. And it's just, we have to take a deep breath, take a step back, because I think that we're thinking, well, this diet worked for my sister, or worked for my best friend, or it worked for somebody I know, and why isn't it working for me? Why is it working so well for them, but it isn't working for me? And the thing is, you guys, is that I don't think that you're probably looking for what is the magic equation for me? How can I make this work for me? And there is no magic equation, you guys. There is no magic pill. There is no magic wrap. There is no magic shake. There's nothing like that out there. And it really has to do with how we think. And it truly does. And well, plus a few other things as well. But let's talk about a couple of those things on this video today. So first off, I want you guys to know that you can't do this alone. This is something that you can't rely on your own strength for. And I am a woman of faith. And if you're not and you're watching this, I don't hold it against you. Please don't hold it against me that I am. But I talk about my faith openly, because I would not be where I am today if not for God. So I have to acknowledge that, and I have to give him credit and, give him the glory. And, you guys just pray for strength. Start your day off every day with a prayer of gratefulness, and just ask him for help, and he will help you. He will be there. And the second tip that I want to go ahead and give you guys, and I'm looking down at my notes because I am squirrel brained whenever I do videos. But you guys, we have to really take the pressure off of our diets. We have to take the pressure off. I think that we push too often for, perfection. And we're just like, no, I have to do this. And if I mess up or I slip up and I have something that I shouldn't have had, then that just makes me a failure. And I'm just going to go ahead and say, I'm going to throw in the towel for the rest of the week, and I'm just not going to, do this anymore. This is just not worth it. And I think that, you guys, I've been there. I've been so defeated, and I'm just like, I don't know if I could do this anymore, and I just want to give up, and I'm just like, I just want to be done with it. And the thing is that because we have so much pressure, because we're just like, no, we got to do this the right way. And you guys, we have to just keep it super simple. Okay, that's the second tip I'm going to give you. Keep it super simple. Oops. Don't overcomplicate it, okay? Don't put all these rules on it, and don't be so hard on yourself if I don't know, you go to a party and they have your favorite kind of brownies there, right? And you're just like, oh man, I don't I can't have those. Those aren't part of the plan. And I've talked about this in a previous video about like, don't talk about, you know, that you can't have it because that's only going to make you want it more. But even if you like go ahead and indulge a little bit, like don't feel guilty about that and don't feel like you failed. Like it's so easy to just start beating ourselves up. I've done it so many times, you guys. And like, that's not necessary. All we need to do is just jump back on. You can easily jump back in the exact same day, even the next hour, and just get back to it. And that's it. We just got to kind of let all of that go. And that's not the easiest thing to do by any means, but we can do it. And it is possible. It's just how you talk to yourself. The next tip that I want to go ahead and give you is, a lot of the times we're not like, when we feel like we can't stay away from junk food, it has really nothing to do with the food that we're eating, but has everything to do with what we have going on in our heads. You know, there's a lot of stressors in life. There's a lot of stressors at work. There's a lot of stressors that, you know, can happen. And life is going to be stressful, I think, like all the time. I don't think there's anybody's life who is stress-free. Everyone's got something going on. Maybe someone's life is a little bit more stressful than the next person's. And it's all about like how we deal with stuff. How are we like working through that in our minds? And sometimes, you guys, sometimes we do have to go to therapy, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with going to therapy. Sometimes we just need to go ahead and work that out. But we have to deal with what's going on in our heads, because I have been an emotional eater for, oh man, it's probably been 5 years now, 6 years maybe. And it's so easy to turn to food for comfort when I'm feeling what I don't want to feel. And I think it's easy for you know, a lot of people out there to do. So if that's something that, you know, you feel like you're emotionally eating, it's something that you have to work through. Like, why are you emotionally eating? And again, that is something that probably needs to be worked out in therapy. And like I said, nothing wrong with therapy. Get help if you need it. But like I said, the junk food itself and stuff that you're eating really most times doesn't have to do with the food itself. It has to do with everything that's going on in your mind, how you're talking to yourself. Do you beat yourself up on occasion? Do you beat yourself up every day? And I know that, you know, the last tip I'm going to go ahead and leave you with here is you have to be kind to yourself. You guys, like, we're not going to be perfect on this journey. Nobody out there is perfect on their journey. Everyone has obstacles to overcome. Everyone has had a day one. If you're in your day one, then, you know, I always like to say embrace your journey, you guys. Embrace where your starting point is. Love yourself, and just love yourself no matter what. Because right now, your day one, your starting point, that's the person, that's the woman that needs the most love, the most compassion, and the most understanding, is the person that you are on your day one. So you're thinking, you know, and I'm getting into this other topic that I don't want to get into, but let's just touch on it for a second. Because again, I'm talking through experience here. I know what you're thinking. You're like, okay, when I get to my goal weight, when I get to 140 pounds, let's say your goal weight's 140 pounds. When I get there, then I'm going to love myself. Then I'm going to be confident. Then I'm going to go ahead and, you know, and I think that sometimes we're thinking we can go back to the way that we were eating before. And that is what is totally, that's how we lose weight and we gain weight, because we go back to that old mindset, and we have to protect that. But again, I'm getting into a different video that I want to do for a different day. But you guys, just love yourself, embrace your journey, love every day, enjoy every day. Don't be so stressed out about the scale. Don't be stressed out about being perfect. None of that stuff. Put that stuff aside. But I don't want this video to go over 10 minutes. I know that I could sit here and talk about this topic for a while, but I don't want to do that. But I'm going to go ahead and end this video with those tips. I hope that you guys have found those helpful. If you want to go ahead and follow my Instagram, I'm going to go ahead and put my Instagram handle down below. I have tips that you guys can go ahead and follow on there, and everything else. But I hope to go ahead and connect with you guys soon, and I'm going to be doing another episode, so be on the lookout.